What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Today is Christmas Day. I'm pre-filming this one for you guys for a little Christmas video. I'm not expecting many of you to watch it, but I do have a Christmas gift to give away. But first, I want to also announce the winner of the Target exclusive Droids R2-D2. The winner for that one, after the random drawing, was Joshua373. Congratulations, Joshua. But I've got another one. And again, this is courtesy of Eric B., who is a Patreon supporter and a subscriber to the channel. He sent off to me a bunch of vintage collection. And this is a collector grade white Bespin security guard and really clean condition. And it comes in a figure shield case. So this will be the next giveaway. This will be the Christmas gift that I'm sending out to one lucky winner anywhere in the world. All you got to do is be a subscriber, like this video, and then leave a question. And I will do a drawing when I get back from Christmas vacation. I've got lots of really good vintage collection items that sold here recently. As you can see by this thumbnail, all the heavy hitters, Princess Leia in her slave outfit, and it was actually the Canadian card that sold. A couple of Star Killers, we got the Mouse Droid that sold, as well as a mint and sealed box Republic gunship. Lots of really awesome items. So let's go ahead and dig right in. The first one was an auction for the Brian Toys exclusive Jocasta Nu, and this one included two different proof cards, as well as the packaged mint on card figure inside that really cool case. And the price did not disappoint. This one seems to be hovering right around $180 to $225, and this one sold for $209 plus $15.99 shipping. It looked to be in super clean condition, so obviously it's sold towards the upper end of that range, around $225 after accounting for the shipping costs, and it included two proof cards, so really nice item there. Next up was a VC01 Dengar. This one did have some scuffing on the top left of the card below the ages 4 and up, so you know, that's why it kept the price down, but beautiful figure, really nice. I'd love to get that one for my collection, the original issue. This one sold for $75.97 plus $10.50 shipping, and that's again towards the lower end of the range. We've seen some that are much cleaner condition that have sold for $100 or more. So that's probably pretty fair for one that has some scuffing on the upper left-hand corner of the front of the card back. Another one that had some condition issues is the foil Ultimate Galactic Hunt Anakin Skywalker, Revenge of the Sith, with that foil card back. Beautiful figure, beautiful card back. As you can see, it had a crease above the hang tab and lots of scuffing on the card, so that kept the price down. That one sold for $59.96 plus $12.50 shipping. In really clean condition, this one can approach $100 pretty easily, so obviously this one sold for quite a bit less, just given the condition issues on that one. Likewise, here was the Darth Vader name pill. We know that this one is very expensive. This one, too, had a crease above the hanger tab, and it was punched, obviously. Unpunched, really clean examples we've seen sell as high as $400 earlier this year. But this one was punched with that condition issue. But very hard to find that Darth Vader name pill. That one sold for $122.50 plus $10 shipping. So, you know, that's probably about right, just given that it had that little tiny crease and it was punched. Next up, we had the Revenge of the Jedi Boba Fett. And this one is the multi-language card. As you can see there, it's got the multi-language name pill, or multi-language age, Idadi, in the upper left-hand corner, and then the multi-language kind of warnings on the back of the card back. That one sold up in Canada for 102 Canadian dollars, which is about 75 US dollars. Free shipping from Canada as well, so pretty good deal on that one, and tougher to find it on that Canadian card back, or, you know, multi-language card back. Some people call it Canadian card. I always call it Canadian card backs, but I've been corrected by some people that says it's really, you know, it depends on the card. A lot of the later issues, like the Rey Island Journey, or the Rogue One Imperial Tank Commander, where it's got the multi-language on there, it's really for the North and South American markets, but I always call it the Canadian. Even CAS labels it Canadian, but sometimes it's really just for that whole North American and South American markets. Anyway, Sam Wessel, this one was a punched example. Did have some scuffing on the card there. Let's see if we can get a close up there. You can see some scuffing, light scuffing to the left of the Attack of the Clones logo there. Again, it was punched, and the US card back VC30. That one sold for $52 plus $10.50 shipping. Next up was a beautiful unpunched US card back for Jango Fett. The price has really come down on this one. This one looked really clean overall. And, you know, again, unpunched, just really nice condition. Yet it sold for $112.49 plus $10 shipping. So let's call that about $122. That's a really good price for a nice, clean, unpunched U.S. card Jango Fett. Again, we saw closer to, you know, $175 to maybe even as high as $200, maybe even slightly above $200 at peak market conditions earlier this year. So this one has really pulled back, and that was a great buy. Next up was the Canadian Princess Leia VC64. And again, it's got the multi-language on the back of the card back there. So very tough to find this one, especially unpunched. I don't remember the last time I've seen one of these unpunched. And it also was offerless. So that's a really nice, tough to find example, tough to find variant. That one sold for 265 Canadian dollars, which is 193 US dollars, plus about $20 shipping. So I think that was a really good buy. Very tough to find that one. As you can see on the name pill there, it is a multi-language name pill. So this is one of the tougher ones to find, especially offerless. You know, I don't know if all the Canadian VC64s were offerless or not. You guys have to correct me on that one. I would assume they were all offerless because the offer sticker would probably also have to have the multi-language kind of wording on there. So maybe all of the Canadian examples just have the multi-language name pill but offerless. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff when it comes to all these different variations, but very tough to find that one. I think that was a great price. Next up was Bastilla Shan. This was a beautiful unpunched example. U.S. card with the prototype Boba Fett armor sticker. Character debut, really nice example. This is one I'd like to get in my collection. This one sold for $108.50 plus $10.85 shipping. I thought that was a great price. Really good deal there. I can't tell what's going on with that blister, though. It looks like it might have some crinkling going on with that blister at the bottom there. So let's see if we can get a close-up of that. I'm not sure if he got any close-ups of the blister or not, but it does look like it might have some weird things going on with the blister on that one. I don't know what it is with eBay lately. They're just it's really annoying with trying to zoom in. So if you look right there in that lower left-hand corner or lower right-hand corner, and I think on the right-hand corner, it does look like it's got a little bit of a ding on the stem of that blister, so that could have kept the price down. But nevertheless, $108.50 plus $10.85 shipping took that one home. A couple of different Star Killers sold. First, an unpunched example. This one sold at auction for $180 plus $9.75 shipping. Yet an unpunched example that looked to be very, very clean overall. I mean, this was a great... I take it back. At least the seller did disclose a very slight crease. It looks like a very light spider vein in the lower right-hand corner to the right of the blister there. So I take that back. So I can understand now why this one sold for a little bit less than the unpunched example, because this one did have a slight spider vein on there, but it was unpunched, and that one sold for $151. Free shipping. Both of them were the U.S. card backs, but this one did not have any kind of crease on it. So, you know, $150 to, let's call it $190 is about the going rate right now for Star Killer. But, you know, again, at least the seller did disclose that slight little spider vein that is very barely noticeable on that. Next up was a Shock Trooper. This was the U.S. card, and it was punched, excuse me. It looks like it just has some dust on there. It doesn't. I don't think it's scuffing. It's just dust from storage. But this is the U.S. card. It had a little bit of edge wear, as you can see right there around the VC110 on the back of the card. Blister looked really nice and clean, though. That one sold for $79.96 plus $10.50 shipping, and that seems about right. I mean, you know, an unpunched Shock Trooper can set you back, you know, $100 to $125 minimum. So for a punched example with just some light dust on it, I think that's a pretty good price. Let's dig into some mint and sealed box vehicles. First one is the Target exclusive Rebel Armored Snow Trooper, or Snow Speeder, excuse me. I can't talk today. I haven't had my coffee. This one sold for $80 plus $9.16 shipping. It did have one little dent right there on the front of the box, as you can see right there, but otherwise very, very clean mint and sealed box Snow Speeder. And again, that one sold for $89 after shipping. That's probably a pretty fair deal. It was not mint and sealed box either, so I have to do a better job of looking at these photos before I start these videos, but this one was open, so that seems about right, because, you know, for a mint and sealed box example, we've documented a few recently that have sold for $125 or so, maybe as high as $150, so I think for this one, you know, someone was probably just buying it for display purposes, who knows, but the box was very clean. It just had that one little ding, but it was not mint and sealed box, as I alluded to earlier. Next up, now this is one of the toughest things to find, and this is the Republic gunship. Now let's see if this one was sealed. It looks like it was sealed. It did have a scratch on the front of the box, as you can see right above that battle droid, but it looks like it was all mint and sealed box. It has some other kind of blemishes right there, as you can see, but it's still sold at auction for $610 plus $40 shipping. So let's call that $650 for probably like an 80 grade condition mint and sealed box Republic gunship. So that's the lowest I've seen in a long time for that one. I mean, I think we documented one maybe a month and a half ago that sold for $860. But anyway, this one sold for $650. But very, very tough to find, this Republic gunship. Absolutely gorgeous. And this one was a Toys R Us exclusive. As you can see, it's got that sticker on the front of the box there. But wow, what an awesome item. Next up was a sealed-in shipper case, HasLab Jabba's Sail Barge, the Katana. Wow, what an awesome item. You don't find these mint and sealed case anymore. There were some light scratches and things like that on the outside of the shipper case, but still mint and sealed case. So that one sold for $1,800 plus $150 shipping. So let's call that about $1,950 plus sales taxes. And, you know, look, earlier this year, this thing approached $3,000. We saw one that sold in the UK for almost $3,000. So it's really come back down. Part of it's the market. Part of it's probably seasonality. People are spending their money elsewhere in the holidays. But wow, what an awesome item to sell at auction. So $1,950 took that one home. Next up, we got the mouse droid. This one sold at auction. This one was unpunched. Tough to find that one, and it looked to be in pretty clean condition overall. Just some light edge wear in the lower right-hand corner, as you can see below that Kenner logo. So probably like 85, maybe 80 plus condition. And the price reflected that. It sold for $530 free shipping on 13 bids. That closed on December 19th. You know, I think we saw one that sold a couple of weeks ago that sold for a little over $600. So, you know, the Salacious Crumb and the Mouse Droid are two very, very expensive items. And, you know, that's a pretty good deal, I feel like, just given the very small condition issues that one had. The blister looked to be in really clean condition. Next up is Luke Skywalker Crate. This one shipped in a figure shield case. And, you know, it had some light edge wear, as you can see on the back of the card back below the Disney Hasbro logo, as well as all the way across the bottom there. So by no means perfect, probably 80 grade condition, but that one sold for $66 plus $6 shipping. And, you know, earlier this year, this was kind of selling $80 to $85. So I think that's probably appropriately priced, just given the light condition issues. We're going to finish this video off, I think, with nothing but graded items. This one was an 8.5 silver label modern scale AFA, and this is the carbonized Shore Trooper with the Mandalorian logo. This was a Walmart exclusive. You can see the light edge wear on the left-hand side to the left of the blister there. But, you know, this is the alternate card image, and I think that of the carbonized figures that came out in that Wave 2 in 2021, that's the one that you'd probably want to pick up. That sold for $57 plus $16 shipping. I thought that was a great price, just given that on the modern scale, including shipping to and from AFA, it costs $45 to grade it. So you're basically getting that one after accounting for all the different shipping costs. You're pretty much getting that at grading cost. So I think that's a pretty good buy. And next up was Mithril 8.5 uncirculated designation on the modern scale. That one sold for $53.97 plus $16 shipping. I thought that was a really great price as well for an 8.5 uncirculated grade. Next up was Darth Maul Mandalore. That one also was an uncirculated 8.5 on the modern scale. That one sold for $66 and change plus $16 shipping. Again, you're not paying too much more. After you account for shipping and the grading costs, you're not really paying that much more. So I think that's a pretty good price as well. And then finally, the Emperor. This one was an uncirculated 8.5 as well, and that one sold for $42 plus $16 shipping. I mean, those are really great prices on recent releases, and that seems to be the going trend. For any kind of recent release for an 8.5 grade, people are not willing to pay up for it. You know, it just seems like it's got to hit that 9.0 or 90 grade in order for people to be willing to pay up for, you know, beyond the grading cost and the actual cost of the item and shipping costs, things like that. So if you're willing to live with an 8.5 grade, there are some really good deals out there at auction occasionally. And that seems to be the case of the last few videos that we've covered for these 8.5 grades. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. As a reminder, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and be a subscriber. And then when I get back from vacation, I will be sure to do the drawing for this Bespin security guard. Thank you again to Eric B. for sending this over as a channel donation. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll be back soon.